y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, highly requested video here to take a look at the Trump indictments, and more specifically the guilty verdicts that came through yesterday, the day before, here recently. I didn't know if, what questions could possibly be coming up around this. I just figured, okay, we heard that he was indicted, we heard that he went to trial, and we heard that he was guilty. So, okay, that's it. That's done, and that's kind of where I thought. But no, actually, I have a sticky note here full of various questions from people about this. So apparently, this is highly controversial. People have a lot of different feelings about it. There are people who are very happy about the guilty verdicts. There are people that are very angry about it. A lot of people in between. So I'm gonna try my best to answer some of these questions. Gonna try to have them somewhat summarized here so we can take a look at this, see what kind of answers, insights, information we can find out about this based on y'all's requests. So taking a look at that in just a second here. I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we take a look at the tea with the tarot. Don't let that freak you out and scare you away. Got a good track record here on this channel. So let me go ahead and get started with that. Well, before I pull up the cards, is there a puppy back there? This way. There we go. Scooter. Scoot. Scoot. Look at you. You didn't have to run away, son. You didn't have to run away? Okay. All right. He's grabbing my arm. You see that there? He crosses around and he grabs. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to lick into the microphone. Any licks? No? No? Okay. Yeah. Scratches. Good. You can go back to your couch cushions if you want. You can go back to your pillows. You've made yourself known on Trump's video. Alright, or you can run away and leave the room. That's fine too. So, anywho, now let's pull up the cards. Don't usually have a puppy back there, but today we did. So I'm going to move this microphone right here. Yes. As always, this is all alleged, just my interpretation. Okay, all alleged, just my interpretation. We're going to take a look at this. Lots of different questions. In kind of trying to summarize all the different questions that people raised, mostly it seemed to revolve around these various themes as I get shuffled up here. It mostly seemed to revolve around, was this guilty verdict, for all 34 counts of this, was that fair? Why or why not kind of thing. And then basically, is Trump going to have success in his future, like appeals, if he wants to appeal this guilty verdict? Is that going to be successful kind of thing? And, also kind of summarizing again other various questions. What will this cause moving forward? There was a lot of little micro questions around. Is this setting a bad precedent? Is this going to now be, people are going to take an inch and run in a mile? Now if was this an abuse of the system, and if so, is that going to open the door for a ton more? And there was so many questions that was not even on my radar, and I tried to funnel it down into basically what's this going to cause moving forward, but anyway, we're going to see what we can find out about this, whatever we're allowed to know, whatever we can know, whatever we are provided here from the guide. So we're gonna see what we can here, see what we can. So as always, I understand, like I said, that this is a very contentious issue. Anytime I do anything about Trump or Biden, it can get very spicy and dicey in the comments. So as usual, please respect the reading, please respect me, please respect each other first and foremost in the comments. And respect the topics, you know, all of that. Usually everybody does pretty good. Every once in a while, we've got some folks that don't know that the culture of our community is that we say what we need to say, but we're polite about it and reasonable about it and stuff like that. And so just like everybody to continue that, just gotta put those reminders out there, not for those of you who've been following that for forever, but for those of you who might be new, and didn't really know that that's kind of how we try to operate here. I don't try to get too mean or, you know, intense in the comments. Alrighty, so let's start out with the kind of cluster of questions that revolve around whether or not this trial, I guess, was fair. People were using words like rigged and things like that. I think that those are, you know, kind of inflammatory words, pretty intense words, but, you know, if that's what people are wondering, at this point, I don't put anything past anyone. You know, I've seen all manner of things. Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm just going to take a look at what we see here. So let's take a peek on the level of fairness of what just happened. Whoa! These just flew out, so I'm going to take both of them. Okay. Both of them that just flew out. Alrighty, so this is what we have here. We've got kind of a mixture of things, and it's kind of interesting because we've only got one card here that represents the swords, and usually if we're talking about things, especially in court cases and stuff like that, and we're trying to talk about the truth cards usually in my readings come up through swords, and we've only got one of them in here. So there's some weird things already kind of starting out, but you know, we'll just take it as it comes. So what this is showing is that, of course, you know, there's a lot of disappointment in some folks around how this has gone, but with this Ace of Wands here and the Ace of Cups upright, both of them, that means there's also, again, this section of people who are really happy about this, saying, okay, not only am I happy about this emotionally, but now I see some extra directions that we can go into with this. And that feels kind of opportunistic in terms of what I see here. So it's kind of weird. They're actually starting to answer a different question. Instead of like, was this fair or not, they're actually starting to answer, I keep looking down, it's because I'm looking at my little sticky notes. They're actually answering the one of kind of what this will cause moving forward. So I guess we'll just go with what they're answering, and I'll try back again for that other question in a second. But they're starting here, so I'm just gonna, you know, go with where they're starting. I don't ever try to squeeze things out of the cards that aren't presented. I try to just say what I see. But I will go back and try to ask that question again. It's interesting that they skipped ahead, though, instead of what we asked. Don't know why they did that, but we'll find out. So anyway, I do see that because of this, like I said, there will be people, entities, whatever, that are opportunistic in the future that are like, oh, well, if these things, you know, went down this way, then that means we can do X, Y, Z or something. So it does look like something that happened here opened the door for things that I don't necessarily think most people would think of as good. Opened the door for some sketchy stuff to take place in the legal system and beyond. So that's interesting for me to see this. And, you know, again, disclaimers. I didn't, if there was anything televised about this case or whatever, or trial or whatever, I didn't watch any of it. I don't know if it was done in one day, 1 month, or, you know, how long it took or any of that. I didn't watch any shows on any of it. So reading it blind, reading it cold, like I do with most things. Most things I read blind and cold here. And again, disclaimer for the new people. I have not been known to vote for Biden or Trump, because I'm a bit of a centrist. So I don't necessarily know that I have a horse in this race per se. But anyway, weird opportunistic stuff does not look like a good sign that I'm seeing that. What I see here with the bottom row here, 4 of Swords upright, 10 of Wands upright, but Star card in reverse, this is feeling like another set of things in terms of what's to come, is that this is like okay, well, there will be some form of like laying low on this to a degree, but then there will be further work put into it that will actually pay off some kind of a way. And the Star card in reverse is, this does kind of have a little bit of a like overturned flare. So again, now it looks like they are jumping all over the place with this stuff. Y'all know when I ask questions, I usually ask like question by question, and they give me like probably 5 to 10 minutes of information per question. They literally skipped the first question that I drew these on, went straight to question number 2, and now they're on question number 3. So this is really bizarre, and I am not sure why that's happening. I apologize if it's frustrating to anybody. I'm just going along with this, and I guess we'll find out why it's doing this in a little bit. But this is bizarre. So it does look like, since this looks like they're going at the third question there about will there be, you know, potential success in any future appeals, it looks like there will be. Now, I don't know if this means success in all 34. I don't know when you do appeals, if you're just appealing, you know, like one count of the indictments, or if you're doing all 34 at once, or if you have to do it separately. I'm not sure, but what this is showing is like it's going to take a long time to get to that place and get through that process. But I'm seeing that it's a lot of work that would have to be done, but it's being done in the upright position here, meaning, yeah, it's a lot of stuff to shoulder, but we have the people or the time or the resources or whatever to shoulder that. And then I do see something that gives this kind of overturned vibe here with this card going in reverse. Again, I don't know if that means everything, like, oh, a complete reversal of what was done. I don't know if that means that. It could mean something else along with that. Again, it could mean, you know, just one or a couple of the counts. I don't know how that works. Or it could mean something else that gives the vibe of like overturned or reversed without that being a formality. I don't know, because I don't know exactly what that looks like in the legal system or how that plays out. But there's something here that makes it look like there will be success from Trump's side in terms of this not being the end of it. Like this kind of, you know, sweeping guilty decision will not be where that stays. I do see some kind of caveats to this. So that's interesting. Again, I don't know that I expect it to look like a complete reversal as if this never happened, but I do see something here that's like, yeah, it ain't over till it's over, and there's a lot more to come. So I do see that. And that's very interesting. So what I am going to do, because this is wild that I had all these questions and then I try to put them in 3 categories. I skipped the first one and then answered 2, like boom, boom, really fast. I'm just going to pull this up, reshuffle it back in, and just see I guess I'm not even going to ask any questions, because when I asked, they took it on their own way and were like, they were kind of like, screw what you asked. We're going to kind of do it our way. So maybe in this case, I'm going to pull back from asking something specific for right now. And as I shuffle up, I'm just going to ask them, the spirit guides, ask them, what is it that we can know right now? What is it we need to know, should know, are allowed to know? What is it that you're wanting us to know relative to this issue right now, given all the questions that we have and given that they're kind of doing this their own way? So I'm going to get shuffled up here, and as I am shuffling up, just want to remind people of the Perk Squad. So the Perk Squad is our channel membership. Lots of perks to the Perk Squad. They're listed there if you click the blue join button or the link in the description box. There's also weekly forecasts. Every single week we do a forecast to kind of know what's ahead of us that week. That is not listed on there, but it does happen. So that's an extra perk to the Perk Squad. But one of them, it's video shout outs. So shout out to you, AVG. Thank you for being a member of the Perk Squad. Happy to have you here. So shout out to you, AVG, and thank you for being here. Yes. Everybody in the Perk Squad has their own Penelopes, by the way. Mine's in pink today. She looks a little purple on camera, but she's pink. She's pink today. So, all right, spirit guides, y'all saw I've been shuffling this whole time. What can we know? What are we allowed to know? What should we know? All the things relative to this. Where do y'all want to take us on this? Because apparently whatever I was asking, y'all were taking it your own way, and I'm not complaining. I'm just surprised. So I'm just, trying to figure out the best way to understand where I'm supposed to go with this. That's all. That's all. Just a girl reading cards, just a messenger, all alleged, just my interpretation. So, what we're seeing here, oh Lord. Okay, I guess. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try my best to, say what I see, but say things in YouTube friendly ways, and not get dinged on anything or whatnot. But from what I see here, 9 of Swords upright, 9 of Cups upright, 4 of Pentacles in reverse. With this is somebody or some group of people really stressing about something, and this is trying to bring something in that will help them to feel better. It will help appease them, but whatever it is that they're bringing in, it's in reverse. So if this is something tangible, such as evidence, such as, I don't know what all is included in trials, witnesses, testimonies, all the things that physically happens in trials, that is in reverse. So I do see something weird going on here. I do see something weird. Again, I don't want people to attack me or the reading for what I'm seeing. I say what I see. It makes me uncomfortable because I know it puts me in a weird crosshairs to a lot of people, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing. I do see something weird happening here, where it did feel like people were like, okay, we do have to do something a certain way, because that will make us feel better, is to kind of bring this in a certain way. But the problem being that it's forced. I don't want to use the word faked, like people that say the word rigged or things like that, or say things are faked or stuff like that. I don't know that I want to use that word. I think that's going too far from what I'm seeing here. But what I am seeing here is, shifty. It's I guess we'll put it this way, like, if people say, well, it's not that I lied, It's that I omitted things that were true or something like that. And I'm not talking about this specifically right now. I'm just talking just in general. If people say something like that to that effect, like it's not that I lied, it's that I withheld things that were true that people could have, should have, would have known about or whatever, that's why we say, oh, well, that's a lie by omission or something. And so, but some people do rank order those things. Some people say lies are the worst, and then lying by leaving out certain truths, it's bad, but it's here, and then here's the truth. And some people just lump all of that in with lies. However you think of that makes a difference here. However you frame that, because there's things here where it looks like that there were things that I wouldn't necessarily say, lies, but I would say, well, you're holding back truths, or you're, shifting things around. Again, the word shifty keeps coming up, shifting things around for it to look weird. So there's something here that does look weird. Something here does not pass the sniff test, and that weirds me out. However, I will say we do have an Ace of Pentacles upright. So this is something. This is a nugget. So yeah, we've got 4 Pentacles in reverse in terms of things that people may have said or alleged or put out there or whatever that need not be there, or that is, manipulated in some kind of a way or something. But we do have an Ace of Pentacles upright. So if people that, and again, this could ruffle other feathers, whatever. I'm just saying what I see, because all it's just my interpretation, and I got a good track record with these things. But for people who are maybe perhaps, what do you call them, a Trump loyalists or whatever, that would be like, he's done absolutely nothing wrong, and people are pulling these things out of thin air and, trying to paint him as a criminal, which he's not. I wouldn't necessarily call that the truth either, because we do have our Ace of Pentacles upright. There is a nugget of truth here. There is a nugget of truth. But again, kind of like what they were saying earlier, it's one of those take an inch and run in a mile things. So I don't think he's Mr. Purity or Mr. Innocence in all of this, but I do think that he gave folks an inch for them to run in a mile. Now, again, with this question being so broad and so possibly subjective over whether this trial was fair or not, that can be up to y'all here as you're seeing this. But I'm seeing that whole mix of things where he did give people something to work with. If he was a total Mother Teresa about things, there'd be nothing for people to work with. Everything would have T's crossed and I's dotted, and there would be zero to work with. He gave them something to work with, is what I see here. But I see that they sat there and they took that, and either they omitted truths from it, or they shifted stuff there in such a way to amplify it or distort it or something in some kind of a way that blew it up bigger than it could have been, should have been, needed to be, etc. So honestly, and this is why I get so frustrated, because I feel like we live in a world that is so polarized right now. We've talked about the polarization in 18 million videos here on the channel, where people are very much strongly this side or very much strongly this side. And I totally get that. But in times like this, I'm literally seeing both sides having some truth here. The people that say Trump is not a great guy or does things that, are flirting with the line of being criminal. When I see things like that, I can't say that they're wrong. But then when I see people say things like these people are taking things and they're twisting it and they're making it to be some kind of a way because that fits their agenda and that's what they want and blah, 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 I can't say that they're wrong either. I'm seeing both here. I'm seeing both. And that makes people mad because then they say, oh, well, it's because you can't pick a side. Or it's that I understand that there's a lot of gray area and nuance to life, and I say what I see. And not everything is always exactly over here or exactly over here. Life tends to be spectrumy. Oh, geez Louise. So I'm seeing that there's credence to both sides in that way. This is blurry. These are muddy waters. Our high priestess over here, though, that's the one good thing that we can kind of look forward to in all of this madness of, well, is it this way or is it that way? Our high priestess we can look forward to because she is right there in the middle. Remember? Black versus white. And I just said gray area, spectrumy. Here she is right there in the middle, governing over all of it. She's governing over all the way over here, all the way over here, and everything in between. And she's very much like the Justice card, very much like the Hierophant card. She's like bridging the earth planes and the spiritual planes, and she's like bridging that gap. And so with this, that means that the opportunity to see that gray area, that nuance, the opportunity to bridge those things, it's here for us. We can see that. We can do something with that. And I think we will. It looks like things will forever be pinging, and not forever, but I'm saying forever because all of this feels like forever to me, but be ping-ponging between these two polarized extremes, but that will be shifting us towards a more middle ground. Again, they say your truth, his truth, and then the real truth kind of thing. This person's side, and the truth. There you go with your high priestess. I see more stuff is going to come out about this. I see that the more things that do come out about this are actually going to look not too shabby for Trump's side, but not necessarily in that it will make him look better, but more that it will highlight the ways that these people didn't look good. I'm sorry about the dogs barking. Apparently they're being like, yeah. Do you concur? You concur. Okay, cool. By the way, Scooter, stop. Don't concur. Oh gosh, go commiserate with your friends out in the yard. But that's what I'm seeing. It doesn't look like the things that move forward will necessarily make Trump look better. It will just make things that weren't operating well around him be shown for their true color, so to speak. But he is also being shown for his true color. So all these people that are like, the truth will come to light, the problem with that statement is a lot of times the people that are saying that, again, have very, very strong views on one end or the other. But if the truth will come to light, that means whatever the truth is. So if the truth isn't all the way over here, then that isn't what's going to come to light. If the truth isn't all the way over here, then that's not what's going to come to light. What's going to come to light is what the truth is, wherever it lies on the spectrum. So when people say, I want the truth to come to light, but then they get disappointed in whatever comes out, it's like, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I want the truth to come to light, but then if the truth comes out, you get disappointed because it's not your truth, the truth you wanted. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And so this is going to be a very weird thing going forward, that as the truth comes to light, we're going to have to get uncomfortable. We're going to have to be okay with being uncomfortable. People who want Trump to be the endless, horrible monster, buried in jail for the rest of his life, whatever, those people are going to be disappointed if that's not the truth that comes out. And then the people that think of Trump as the world's savior, he's the only one that can fix everything and blah, 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 they're going to be disappointed if that's not what ends up coming to light. That's not actually what the truth is. And from the things that I'm seeing here and from things I've seen in previous readings, that's what I'm noticing. I'm noticing that the truth is going to come out, and the truth is exposing everyone, all of us. So the truth is exposing the ugly bits around Trump, and the truth is exposing the ugly bits around the justice system, and the truth is exposing all of that. And then we're all being pissed off about what we see because it's not the one we wanted to see, but that's not how it works. Oh, I'm getting so worked up in this video. I mean, I get all kinds of emotions in all kinds of videos, but this one I am really getting worked up because this has been a wild ride. I mean, this video has been weird from the start. They didn't answer the question the first time the way I asked it. Then they answered the other two really fast before I had asked them, and then they pivoted around to this and started doing some, you know, like, intense stuff here. And I feel like monkey in the middle, caught between it all, where I feel like I'm going to get in trouble with both sides here as I'm reading this, that I'm going to make everyone mad here is what I feel like. I feel like it's going to be one of my least popular videos ever. And I don't know what to do about that because y'all asked for it. I did it. This is what I'm seeing and this is what's happening. Don't shoot the messenger. Let me pull all this up, reshuffle it, and just for the sake of having something else, we will pull something else just to tie things up. But as I'm shuffling up here, if you would like to have a private reading with me, BeasTalksAndTarot.com, you can book a private reading. You know, I do private tarot readings. I do Reiki Energy Healing for people who want a cleansing and a clearing and figuring out what's going on with your chakras and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Get insights around your spiritual health. I can do Reiki Energy Healing. I've also got life coaching for people who feel stuck and just want some assistance with that. Again, I'm a licensed mental health clinician, so I have experience in, you know, assisting people in non-tarot type ways. But I also, for people who do want to read the cards the way I read the cards, I have tarot tutoring as well. So my website, BeasTalksAndTarot.com, you can find all those things. But here we go. Last little bit, since the spirit guides are just going on and doing their own thing, and I just got to respect that because, you know, I'm just the mouthpiece. They have the message and I'm just the mouthpiece. And so who am I to manipulate that in any kind of way or change that up or say that's not the direction that I want? Like, I literally just sat there on that little tirade being like, you know, it is what it is and you just got to honor what it is. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. So I'm just the mouthpiece. Y'all are the messenger. So it is what it is. What is it? What do we need? What do we need to know about this? Y'all know what topic we're talking about here? Y'all know we're talking about Trump and his indictments and his guilty verdict. So what is it that is left for us to know? Anything else that you need us to know, want us to know, feel like sharing? Woo! Okay, we got those falling out over here. Alrighty. From what I'm seeing, and just in case it matters, y'all know I tend to do this. I know it's not gonna be clear until it goes off. 6:45, and I don't know if you can tell, May 31st at the time of filming this, just in case that becomes relevant at some point. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But from what they're showing here, it looks like how they're trying to close this is that they're like, okay, we already just went on a bit of a soapbox about spiritual matters and things like that. So here, you know, we will give y'all and me what we were wanting is some physical things, what we were asking for. So it seems like they're going to try to tie a bow around some of the physical stuff here. So they're showing that, yes, this is a highly emotional thing, but this is something that's planting seeds, and these seeds are going to grow, and it's going to become something as it grows. The way that it's growing is going to, again, be very charged emotionally for a lot of people. We've got this stress and anxiety card come up here a couple of times now. And so because this is a very controversial, hot button thing, people are very inflamed on any side that you look at this. You know, it's too easy to upset people worry them, make them mad on either side, and just disturbing the balance ever so slightly magnifies that. There's no way around that. And so they're showing that as these seeds get planted and as things get to grow further and further and further, there's going to be even more and more and more, thoughts, feelings, and emotions around this. And the thing with that is those are going to spill over. So we're going to see I feel like I'm sick and tired of saying, but we're going to see even more polarity. I hate that I'm saying that because I'm so ready for the polarity to just come together in the middle, but it's so not there yet. Like, just when I think it can't get more polarized, it does. And here it is again. We're going to see more of that, and we're going to see more of that in a way that becomes more and more unsettling. This is just a beginning point for that. And it doesn't mean like, this is just the beginning in terms of corruption, or this is just the beginning in terms of like, Trump's success or whatever, like either way that people put it. No, they just mean this is just the beginning of people getting more and more fired up about their stances, and as more and more things come out, people getting more and more moved by that some type of way. Again, whether they're feeling more happy about it or more upset about it or more pissed about it or whatever, we're just going to be seeing as if everybody's thoughts, feelings, and emotions are being sung through a megaphone. It's just amplified, everything amplified. And that is, that's going to cause some shit. That's going to cause some shit. The King of Wands card, that's the king of all fire. I mean, the wands are the fire suit of the tarot. That's the king of all fire. Talk about lighting a match and just throwing it out there. That's what this is just the beginning for. And this is just gonna spread like wildfire around, and it's going to illuminate a lot of things in its path. But again, that's not necessarily the thing that you want or you want. It's not necessarily the thing you didn't want or you didn't want. It's just going to illuminate what it illuminates. If say in any given room, you turn on the lights full blast, okay, maybe it'll illuminate that there's a cute little couch back here. It might also illuminate that there's a ton of hair on the floor from me pulling out my hair with my trichotillomania. And it might also highlight all the dust from how my little, ass apparently never dusts with a duster. And it might highlight if there's any bugs up in this room. I don't know. I live in South Carolina. It's the summertime. We get palmetto bugs in the house no matter how good you try to keep them out. It might highlight one of them somewhere in here. And so it's like, it'll highlight whatever. If you turn on the light full blast, you'll see it all in 4K. I don't care if it's what you want to see, what you don't want to see, or all of it. And that's what's about to come down the pipeline. So regardless of where you fall, if you were so on Trump's side or so against Trump, it doesn't matter. The way they're showing this is that's not even the fucking point. I swear, I've never been so carried away like this in a reading, but this is what they're doing to me this time, so I'm sorry. It's what's happening. They're basically being like, that's not the point. The point is that we're turning on the lights full blast, putting everything in 4K. You're going to see it good, bad, and indifferent, and you're going to have to figure out, what the truth is, and that's going to point to your own inner discernment. It's going to make us have to take a look at our own papers and eyes are on our own papers and see where have we been biased in ways we shouldn't have. Where have we looked for truths when it wasn't us looking for truths? It was just us looking for confirmation of our agendas that we already had. What are we going to learn about ourselves in this? Because that is the key takeaway here of what's going to be important. And I'm sorry about the dogs barking. Apparently they're just as passionate today as I am. I guess we're all real passionate today. We're all over the place. But this is what they're putting down, and I'm trying to pick it up. So this is gonna set in motion some wild things that are fixing to come down the pipeline. And I think that this is going to be here in the States, but I think it's going to, this type of vibe, this type of fire is going to spread beyond the States. We're going to see these same instances happening all across the globe in all kinds of societies here. The thing is, they're showing here two things that are interesting that I think, again, they're trying to tie some of this back down to the video at present, even if they feel like it's beyond the video, but, trying to tie it down. That one, I think that will be a good thing for all of us, that if, it's hard to take a look at our own paper, and it's hard to take a look at, what actual truths are and compared to what we thought or whatnot. But it's a good thing. This is the wish card. They're like, if we wanted the truth, that's what we said we wanted. Okay, well, here, we're giving you what you asked for. And then now some people are like, that's not what I asked for. I asked for the truth, and this is what the truth looks like. They're like, well, you asked for the truth, and we're telling you this is what the truth looks like. Like, they're saying we're getting what we asked for, kind of thing. And technically, by their point of view, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We can take that, and we just might have to take time to process that information if it feels some kind of way to us, but we process that information and go through with it. The last thing I'll show and say about this is this Emperor card upright. This is the card that every time we do any Trump reading, this is our Trump card. Y'all know that. And I'll say it out loud. Let's all say it together as a group whenever I'm doing political readings. Which card is our Joe Biden card? King of Cups. I'm sure someone said that. I'm talking to my camera right now, but I'm sure y'all said that as you're sitting there. If somebody said King of Cups out loud, and because you knew that was our Joe Biden card, go ahead and raise your hand in the comments so that I can be like, yes, high five to you. You knew. You've been here for a minute. This ain't your first rodeo. I saw a sticker the other day that said, actually, this is my first rodeo. And I was like, I want that sticker. That's funny. But anyway, this is not your first rodeo. You know that this card has come up for Trump, and we're doing a reading about him. So, of course, this comes up. Notice that it's in the upright position. So I find that to be very interesting here, that despite the fact that he just now got shown as legally guilty, it says he's guilty on all 34 counts. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. He's still sitting here in an upright position. That's wild to me. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's like, the Energizer Bunny that just keeps on going. I'm not sure what that's about, but he's in the upright position here. So in terms of his future and where things are going, it seems like his energy has plenty of stamina and endurance left with this. So unless something, untoward gives any reason for him to no longer have any energy, or, takes him out some kind of a way, the card here is coming up upright for him. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's because people need to attribute him with some sort of savior complex. I don't think that necessarily means that, but it does mean that he's got plenty of Energizer Bunny spirit left in him despite this. And I swear, y'all, I've already done readings about Trump and Biden and RFK Jr. and other people in the past, but if you haven't yet seen that, it was a long time ago. I want to say a year, maybe even 2. And it was saying that at that time, things were going to be great for him. And then it was going to get really rough. And then here we go. It was going great for him. And then it got really rough. And it's rough for him right now. And yet somehow he keeps coming up in an upright position in here. Consequently, I do want to point out that every time so far that I've done Joe Biden readings, his card has also come out upright. So, again, for the people that hate him, can't stand him, his card also has been coming up right. And I want to point that out as well. So, be an equal opportunity here on terms of pointing out, flaws and successes. I've seen both of those, and y'all know it if y'all have seen the reading. So, anywho, this is a lot. I need to calm down. This has really just like, Got me all riled up. I'm going to find a funny little cute little B-roll of puppies or something to put here at the end of this so that we can all like calm down with a little giggle and a laugh. And yeah, I imagine the comments might be as fired up as my energy has been and as the puppy's energy has been today. And is apparently as fired up as the spirit guide's energy has also been today. But again, if the comments can be fired up in a way that is respectful to each other and everything, then that would be great. Just think as you're about to type, is this respectful, or is there a way that I can tweak this to help make it respectful? Like that's all you got to do. You know, it's so much easier. Y'all get it easy. When y'all type, you can think about what you want to type first. And then you can go back and edit what you typed if you weren't happy with it. Me talking here, I can't, you know, I don't have as much luxury of thinking about what I say before it just comes on out. And I don't edit this to edit out what I say. Usually if I ever edit these videos, it's to edit out if a doorbell rings or something like that and I got to go to the door or, you know, crazy shit like that. But yeah, so I'm just saying in real time what blubbers out and stuff like that. And so be forgiving if I say things and word them not so well. It's not easy on this side. But I tried my best here for y'all. Tried to be objective, tried to say what I saw. This one was wild, and I'm just going to leave it at that and do some puppy shenanigans. So don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye, y'all.
Buddy, you got butthole on daddy's boob. Buddy, you backing up on daddy's chest. Buddy, daddy's just trying to get up, and he don't want to pick you up because you yelped earlier like your shoulder hurt or something. Buddy.
He's climbing.
He's climbing. Son.
He's so desperate to find. I don't know what.
No, don't let him lick the Bowberry biscuit box.
I mean, that's what he wants.
It's icing. He don't need no damn icing.
Well, he's not gonna let me go unless he gets some. Look, now he can. Hey.
Bodie, he's scared to pick you up because you'll yelp. Don't drag him over here with the box he can't have. Wow. Y'all two.
Did you see that?
You're starting shit in this house.
Do with Bodie.
Starting shit in this house.